Let's have a look at how I created this FAQ section with the new Webflow interactions powered by GSAP. We are going to go through how we can add an interaction that opens and closes an FAQ section very quickly, and also how you can select different elements within elements with the new GSAP interactions, and also how you can add a very quick hover interaction on the title of the FAQ question. So the first thing that we want to do is create the interaction for opening and closing the FAQ question. The first thing that you want to do is to clone this project. I'm going to add the link in the description below because I'm not going to focus on the structure and mostly on the interaction. So let's go into Webflow. The first thing that you are going to notice is that we have a wrapper for the FAQ question and the FAQ answer. The FAQ question is a link block because, for example, when we go on the website and we click on tab, we can select every link, and we want to do this for accessibility reasons. And if you click on enter, it's going to open the answer, and this is very important because we are going to add an interaction on the FAQ question, so the link block. So it allows for accessibility, and it needs to be structured this way, like the answer below the FAQ question in the HTML structure. So let's go ahead and create an interaction. You want to open the GSAP interactions below, and let's create a one-click interaction. Let's call this one FAQ open and close. And we want to make sure that the class is FAQ question, again, like the link block that we click on. We want to select like on click each click, and then on control, we want to select toggle play in reverse because we are just going to create one interaction for opening and closing the FAQ question. Then we are going to add an animation, click on custom, and let's call this one FAQ open. And let's first select the same as trigger, and we want to go and select the sibling or next sibling because we want to select the FAQ answer to open when we click on the FAQ question. So yeah, this is the way to do it. So on the same trigger, when one of the FAQ question is clicked, it needs to open the answer for that question. And this is how we select it with, again, siblings or next sibling, however you want to do it. Let's select for type. We want to click on 8, and we want to set it from 0 pixels to auto. And then for the easing, we want to select, let's say, expo in and out. And let's write here 0.5 seconds. And now let's go ahead and create the animation for the icon that rotates. And you click and open. So let's double click, create a new animation. We are going to click this one, rotate icon. And for the target, we want to select same as trigger. And then here you want to select this descendants because we want to select, again, we want it to happen on the, when it is clicked on this one, but then like only for this question, you want to animate the trigger. So we are going to let it, set it as same as trigger. And for the scope, we want to select descendants. So what this means, it means that you can animate any element inside of the FAQ question, but this time we only want to animate the FAQ icon wrapper. So we are going here to write the class FAQ icon wrapper. So we are going to select the class, and we are going to make this one 0.5 seconds. Then we want to only select rotate, and we want to set this one from 0 to 118, 80. And for lasing, we want to set expo in and out. So like this. Let's go ahead and test this. Yeah, so it works for each section, for each question. So the thing is with these descendants, like you can use a class to target the elements, but you can use other things. For example, you can use an ID of that element, or for example, you can use an asterisk like this, which is an universal selector. And what it does, it selects all the elements inside of the FAQ question. So it animates everything. Um, and you can also use, for example, attributes. Like you can write it, for example, if for the icon we don't want to select the class, we can set it like data role. Let's say it like this. Let's say icon, and it would animate. If you would add this, let's go data role. Let's go inside the icon, the settings, for example, like the attributes here, data role, and we are going to set it as icon. You are going to see that it animates as well. And besides attributes, you can use, for example, let's delete this, and let's say that um, we want to animate directly, for example, the icon embed small, like the class that I've added directly on the element for the icon. You can do something like this as well. Forgot that before the class, but you can do something like this as well, or you can just, for example, I just target the parent element of the icon, so this one. And you can also, for example, because this is an SVG, you can select elements with you can add the element tag, for example, SVG, and if there's an SVG inside the FAQ question, it's going to animate it as well. You can do this with paragraphs as well, or yeah, or span elements. But for now, like, I'm going to leave it as class. But I wanted to tell you that this is how you can animate multiple elements or different elements within that element inside of Webflow with the new GSAP interactions. Now let's go ahead and create something else. Let's create the hover interaction for the FAQ, just to show you again that um, how you can select elements inside of other elements. Let's call this one FAQ hover, and for this one we are going to select it as type mouse enter. On each mouse enter you want to play it from the beginning, and then you are going to add another trigger with hover, and you want to select mouse on leave on each mouse leave, and then play in reverse. So we are going to create the hover interaction, and the class you want it to be like the FAQ question. So let's create an animation. Let's click on custom, and let's call this one move title, because we are going to move the title. For the target, because we want to animate like this one, we can do the same thing, descendants, and let's just write the class for the title, and we want to select only move X, and we can write it right here, 0 rem to, let's say, 1 rem. Let's add the async to expo in and out. Let's set this one to 0.5 as well, and let's see how it works. Yeah. Thank you for watching, and I hope that this was useful. I've seen that a lot of people have struggled with creating FAQs with the new GSAP interactions, and I hope that this is useful. You are going to be able to clone this project and use it as well. And if you have any other suggestions for Webflow tutorials, there's a link in the first comment that I'm going to pin. And you can leave feedback or anything like that, or just leave things in the comments below, and I'm going to do my best to record other tutorials with what you are looking for as well. Thank you for watching, and bye.